I was approached in August last year with an opportunity to become a stakeholder in a brand new startup SaaS. Fast forward 7 months to mid-March and we officially launched Virlo on the market. And just 90 days after that, when I plugged all of our financials from Stripe into ChatGPT, we have got a valuation of over $1 million. Now, this is going to be a two-part video. One, how I was able to get this opportunity to have my own SaaS startup, and two, how we were able to reach over $1 million valuation in just 90 days from launching our product. This video is going to be a mix of like a story time with genuine business information, so definitely have a notepad and pen ready so you can take notes. Okay, so first things first, I would never have had this opportunity without building my YouTube personal brand. You see, this YouTube channel you're watching right now positioned me as an authority in my niche, content creation. It was very, very unlikely I was going to get this opportunity posting faceless content. You could with entertainment style content, like people like Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, The Sidemen, all have businesses doing entertaining style content. But if you're afraid to show your face, you're not going to get this sort of opportunity. So the very first thing I would say is that if you do want your own opportunity to have businesses worth millions of dollars through YouTube, definitely look at starting a personal brand. Don't try and do this with faceless content. And secondly, and arguably even more important, was positioning. And this is what I teach all of my clients in my one-on-one coaching. I place myself in the prime position to get these business opportunities because of my leverage. Make no mistake about it, this was not me cold DMing, cold calling, cold emailing, or running paid ads to get these opportunities. No. I was laying down the pollen and attracting the bees. When you create content and showcase yourself to be an authority in your niche, people come to you. My eventual co-founders reached out to me because they wanted me on board with the project. And truthfully, if you're watching this video, you probably also have some kind of skill that you can monetize. So if you're an entrepreneur, business owner, or have some kind of monetizable skill that you want to make money from, check out the first link in the description and in the pinned comment. I have an explainer video basically showcasing who I can help to build a YouTube personal brand that puts money in your pocket. Because make no mistake about it, the way I approach YouTube and content creation is not from the same standpoint of Mr. Beast of just getting the most possible views. Instead, it's about business YouTube, getting the most potential profit from your content. I'm able to cash flow 6 figures in profit every single year to my business through my YouTube channel without running a single paid ads or cold outreach strategy. And I showcase all of my clients one-on-one how to do exactly the same thing. So if you also want to build a profitable personal brand on YouTube, check out the explainer video and book in a free strategy call with me. Okay, so once I was approached for equity in this startup, the next part was discussing compensation. And this is where a lot of creators significantly undersell their value. You see, I was initially offered 5% of the company, which eventually became Virlo, but I was not happy with this. For me to put in time and effort to create the best possible AI tool and market it to my audience, I wanted a much more significant stake. And lo and behold, I did get much more than 5%. You see, the trick is to outline exactly what you bring to the table. As a creator, I knew the market super well, so I was able to guide product direction. I also had an audience already, so I could market it to my current audience to get sales. Plus, I had creators in my network I knew as well, so creator partnerships would be much easier. Because I could bring these tangible benefits to the company, it was far easier for me to negotiate a higher rate. And this was all without me needing to even put a single penny down for investment. Normally when people go on Dragon's Den or Shark Tank, the reason they give away a portion of their company is for investment in return. I didn't have to put down a single penny to get a stake in Virlo. So understand, as a content creator, you have a lot of value to give. You don't need to put down any money yourself in order to get stake in companies, as long as you showcase to your potential shareholders how much value you can bring to the table. So lo and behold, we agreed a rate and we're good to start in September 2024. Now, I'll be honest, the first few months were rocky. We had absolutely no product whatsoever, but a vague idea of what we wanted to do. Now, the plan of Virlo, and this was before Virlo even had its name, was to showcase short form creators what is going viral so they can go viral themselves. And looking at Virlo now, the website does do what we want it to do, which is showcasing short form creators exactly what is going viral so they can go viral themselves. But the way we've gone about it and the exact features we provide have been different to how we initially imagined. And this is important because you've got to have a lean startup ideology. And that's a book I've read recently, which should be on my shelf. Build, measure, learn. Don't be afraid to adapt and don't think everything's going to be rigid, especially at the start. We were open to feedback and iterations at the start to make the best possible product. And we were not keyed in like, we have to do this, have to do that, because especially as a startup, you've got to be open to changes. But we also had in all of our minds a vision of where we wanted Virlo to go, and we stayed true to that. Now, by far, the biggest thing that held us back at the start was the team. Now, this is my first experience being in a software company, but even so, I can say with 100% confidence that having the right team is far more important than anything else. Your team can only move at the pace of the slowest person. So especially at the start with a small team, if you're not all locked in, you're going to struggle to make any sort of progress. And this was a problem with Virlo because we had a lot of team members that were ready to go, ready to make changes, but all it took was one of the team members in the cog not having that same mentality, and we struggled to make real tangible progress. Because think of it this way, right? You have myself, who is in charge of coming up with ideas for the product of what we need to bring in. Then we have a front-end designer who designs this so it can go on the website. Then we have a back-end developer that can code that into the website as well. So if one of those three components are not moving at maximum speed, you're going to struggle to get any sort of output. You need the guy to come up with the ideas, you need someone to actually make the designs, and someone to code it in. It's a 3-step process. Everyone needs to do their job. So it's like a factory line, and it becomes ultra frustrating when one person is not moving at the speed of others because it just slows down the whole production process. And that was a problem with Virlo because we had to iterate with a bunch of different team members until we found people that actually aligned with our company vision and where we wanted to go. But once we eventually got the personnel that were locked in, boy, did things just click into place. And that is the trick. Like once you have a team, an elite team that actually works, you will just explode with your business as long as it's got a good idea and a decent product. I always say this, right? You want the Navy SEALs, not the army. When you want to invade a country, yeah, you send the army. But if you want a specialized mission like assassinating a terrorist, the US doesn't send in their army, they send in the Navy SEALs or the Marine Corps. They send in the specialized team, so less overall personnel, but higher quality. And that's what it's got to be with a startup. You're not trying to get 10,000, 20,000 employees like a Google, Microsoft, etc. You want 5 or 6 locked in personnel that are going to get the job done. And that is exactly what we had. And that is how we built a product that, in my opinion, is the best on the market for short form trend tracking. Okay, so that details the product side. Now comes marketing. How are we able to get $1 million valuation and bring over 27,000 people to the site in just a matter of 3 months? Well, there was 3 main ways. Number 1 was the affiliate structure. When we launched Virlo, we had a weekly, monthly, and yearly plan for $9 a week, $27 a month, and then something like $271 a year. Now we started with this, but what we noticed is that the vast majority of people were signing up for $9 a week, then canceling, or the monthly plan, and barely anyone was signing up to the yearly plan. You see, we were trying to compete on price with others in the market like vidIQ, TubeBuddy, etc. But in reality, we should have been doing the complete opposite. My business philosophy is never to compete on price because you're not going to win that battle. You just keep undercutting each other and no one ends up winning. In my opinion, the best thing you could do is compete on value and keep driving prices up. And so at the end of May, we pivoted to 3 monthly plans on $29 a month, $49 a month, and then $99 a month with yearly equivalents at 30% bulk discount rates. And this worked wonders as June was the biggest month in the company's history, pulling in over $50,000 in revenue. And our lowest price option was $29 a month. We completely ditched the weekly, and this was big for affiliates. You see, we offer 20% lifetime recurring commissions for any affiliate on Virlo, meaning that if you bring someone to the platform, you get 20% of every subscription as long as they remain a member. And so the lowest plan was $29 a month, basically $30. So at the bare minimum, you're getting $6 for every single person that signs up. And as long as they stay signed up, that's $6 every single month. Now that may not sound like a lot, but most companies out there had like $20 a month subscriptions on a 20% commission. So that's like $3 or $4 a month in commissions. And that is it. They just have a $20 a month subscription. We also had $49 a month and $99 a month. Meaning if someone signed up to a $99 a month plan, you got $20 commission on each sale generated. So if you're an affiliate for Virlo and you can see you're making $20 or you're making $10 on that sale, that's much higher than looking at other platforms offering maybe $3 a sale, $5 a sale, etc. I mean, at that rate, you may as well be doing TikTok shop if you're looking at $2 or $3 in commissions every sale you generate. So because our plans were priced higher, our affiliates were making more money per sale, which incentivized them to make more videos. I mean, even myself as a stakeholder, I was making videos on Virlo and earning commissions on every sale I directly generated. And I was making up to $250 with one sale. So if someone bought the maximum plan and then went on to buy credits, etc., I was making so much money just referring one person. And this was the potential with the Virlo affiliate program. And that's how we got so many creators on board making content about us. Next came short form content creation through WAP campaigns. Now, I'll be completely honest. We saw the bright lights of WAP and we got sucked in, but in reality, this was not a great campaign to go for. Now, WAP as a company has done really well, and I do believe their content rewards campaign is a great idea, but it has a lot of problems. You see, as a SaaS store, we have target ICPs and markets in mind. We want to go for the UK, USA, Canada market as they have the highest purchasing power, and we're looking for around the 18 to 30-year-old hustler mindset. The problem with WAP is that people would sign up. They would not do what we want. We wanted UGC campaigns where people were just clipping content. Secondly, they were not making videos for the US market at all. And then thirdly, they were just botting views. So we would actually approve videos that would be good. And then we check back 24 hours later and it'd have like 20,000 views that were clearly botted. So the WAP campaigns in its entirety in terms of actually generating sales turned out to be a massive waste of money, and we put in $3,000 or $4,000 into them. So if you're looking to generate sales, I would not recommend WAP campaigns whatsoever. If you're looking to get brand awareness, sure, but WAP does have a lot of problems they need to clean up. Geolocation and view botting is top of the list. But what did work really well was long form content. We found that the best way to convert was getting personal brand face YouTubers to make content on Virlo. And we were paying them a fixed fee for every video that they created. So we had a bunch of creators in my circle and ones we just reached out to create content about Virlo. And one of my videos did really well and got over 100,000 views. Now, of course, it's a slice of luck, just like anything in this world. But that video that I created that got over 100,000 views, to be honest, was the catalyst that took Virlo from having a decent or so April and May to an amazing June. But there is a big lesson in that, which is staying in the game. I don't like saying this analogy, but it is kind of true. When it comes to content creation, it's a bit like Vegas. You're not going to guarantee getting 100,000 or millions of views unless you pay for someone like Mr. Beast, right? So the point is you have to keep getting content out there, whether you pay for creators to make it or you make the content yourself. And every once in a while, you'll hit the jackpot and get a video that goes crazy viral. And that's exactly what happened with my VO3 video, which had a Virlo integrated promotion in there. That video is sitting at over 100,000 views and it's generated over $40,000 alone in revenue for Virlo. So if you've got a software or any sort of business and you want to build it through YouTube, definitely look at long form content creators. From our standpoint, it's been the best way of converting views into sales. So if I had to summarize what enabled Virlo to become a $1 million valued SaaS product in just 90 days from launch, I'd have to say it's being in the right market with an excellent team and a strong marketing distribution channel. If you nail all those three factors, to be honest, nothing is stopping you becoming a multi-million dollar SaaS, especially if your product is really good. Like I said already, me having the opportunity to be a part of Virlo would never have happened without my YouTube personal brand, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it, and I know how important it is to build a YouTube personal brand to get to these positions in life. So if you also want to build a YouTube personal brand, like I said already, I coach people one-on-one how to do this. You can check out the top link in the description or in the pinned comment to book your free strategy call. Now, I will say this is mostly targeted towards entrepreneurs and business owners, as my systems work great if you have some kind of skill to teach already. And I also must say that this is one-on-one coaching, so there are limited spots available. It's not one of those things where I just chuck you in a group call and then join in every now and then. No, you actively get my WhatsApp and my calendar, so you can book in calls with me and communicate with me anytime. And if you also want to know a little bit more about how I build my personal brand, check out my second YouTube channel and this video right here, as it's all about building a profitable personal brand on YouTube.